Welcome to episode 181 of the 2 Minute Morning. It's been a minute since I recorded. It's probably only been like a day or two, but it feels like forever. Good to be back. Today, I'm going over Jalen Hurts getting his first win as a starter for the Philadelphia Eagles against the New Orleans Saints today, and really what that game means, what it means for Hurts, what it means for Wentz, and I guess what it even means for the Saints as well. Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, even though this is a good win for the Eagles and a good win for Hurts, his game overall and this win overall is a little bit overrated. Just because if you look at the stats, or if you just even watch the game and didn't pay attention to the statistics of how they threw, etc., Jalen Hurts performed overall well, but it wasn't like this is some star dude that you're like, oh my God, this is the Eagles franchise guy. Of course, we need to trade Carson Wentz, etc., etc. He threw for 160 yards and a touchdown in 4 quarters. That's really not a stat to brag about. That's kind of a Cam Newton type of number, and Cam Newton might not be a starter next year. So, obviously, he did get the win done. Cam Newton gets the win done sometimes just as well, putting up bad numbers, and this is Hurts' first start, so I can't knock him too much. However, I just think it was a shit situation for Carson Wentz to get benched this game because the Eagles were on such a strong losing streak. I feel like they were just bound to pull off an upset here or there eventually. And I feel like the Saints backup quarterback with Taysom Hill was going undefeated and playing too well for too long to be a backup quarterback. We really don't even know how good of a pocket passing quarterback still he is. I thought that was going on too long, and I thought that was due for a loss eventually, and it just happened to play against each other at the right time for those teams, for those two upsets and downfalls to happen, and Carson Wentz was unfortunately not a part of it. However, Jalen Hurts does, assuming the Eagles play him throughout the rest of the year, has 3 more starts against the Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Cowboys, and Washington football team. I think he's going to go 1-2 over those next 3 games and finish 2-2 as a starter for the season. I think he'll lose to the Cardinals, beat the Cowboys, and lose to Washington football team. Cardinals are neck and neck for a wild card playoff spot with the Niners, with the Vikings, with the Bears. They're above those other teams. However, they can't really afford to lose a game, and they're a much better team than the Eagles all around. So I don't think there's any way Jalen Hurts pull off a win there. Cowboys, I think the Eagles could beat Andy Dalton, and Washington, similar thing to the Cardinals. They need every single win, so they're going to be playing for a lot more than the Eagles are. So what I really think this game means overall, I think it was a shitty situation for Carson Wentz. Every game this year, Doug Peterson kind of makes Carson Wentz throw the ball 30, 40, 50 times, which is expected sometimes for your quarterback, but to drop back and throw 40, 50 times with the terrible O-line, no good receivers, it's kind of, what do you expect of your quarterback to do? Obviously, if you put Patrick Mahomes on the Eagles, they're not going to be as bad as Carson Wentz makes them, but not many other quarterbacks could have excelled in Carson Wentz's situation, so I do think he's in a tough spot and really couldn't have won in that situation. And they have a great young running back, Miles Sanders, that can punch the ball, that can scramble. He's not the greatest catching the ball at the backfield, but once he gets the ball in his hands, he's very swift, very shady, and he can break a tackle and get open and get you a score. However, Doug Peterson doesn't really implement him, and he relies on dropping back and throwing the ball. Except for this game, he let Miles Sanders loose. He got 115 yards and 2 touchdowns, and it really just goes to show he kind of won the game for the Eagles, and it goes to show what could the Eagles have done if Doug Peterson used him a lot more like this, and maybe Carson Wentz wouldn't have looked so bad. So it does suck that Carson Wentz was forced to throw the ball umpteen amount of times, and Miles Sanders was held back, and then Jalen Hurts comes in. He's allowed to play it safe and only throw it a certain amount of times, be conservative, and let Miles Sanders do all the work for the team and get the win. So I do think Doug Peterson, I don't want to say he's at fault, but I do think he is to credit why Carson Wentz is playing extremely bad. Carson Wentz is not playing great by any means, but I think Doug Peterson is making it worse, and then Jalen Hurts came in and he put him in a safe situation, and it made him look great. Also, you have to consider, like I said, the Saints. I just think Taysom Hill, you can't go undefeated as a backup that we don't really even know how you play yet at a quarterback position rather than just running the ball every play. And like we said, even though Taysom Hill has played 3 other games and went 3-0, he hasn't really played another team that could score points like the Eagles could. I thought the Falcons could pull off an upset against Taysom Hill, but they didn't get it together. Eagles were the team to get it together. And if Taysom Hill's still starting next week, we're going to see the Chiefs destroy the Saints easily, in my opinion. I don't think it'll even be close just because Taysom Hill and Drew Brees aren't even comparable. So you got the Taysom Hill situation, the Jalen Hurts situation, but overall I think the Eagles' best move for now is yes, play Jalen Hurts for the rest of the year and see how he does. However, you have to think Carson Wentz is costing $35 million a year, whether he's starting or on the bench. In my opinion, you got to at least develop him, give him more receivers, give him better protection at the O-line, and he has a lot more potential and can be a great quarterback. I mean, he was going to be an MVP one season before he got hurt. I still think that's within him if you get on the right team. Don't move on from him yet, in my opinion. Good for Jalen Hurts, but I think it's too soon to be saying he's an amazing rookie and should replace Carson Wentz. Comment below what you guys think and any other videos you want to see. 2 Minute Warning.